So I've gotten pretty good at making smoothies recently, so I figured that that would be a good thing for my topic in case anyone's interested in drinking their meals. One, there are three main kinds of smoothie: the protein smoothie, the veggie smoothie, and the fruit smoothie. There's obviously some overlap. You can obviously have protein in your veggie smoothie, but I'd argue that a protein smoothie is one that has at least 1 gram of protein per ounce of smoothie. We don't need to get bogged down in technicalities though. Two, the most important thing about any smoothie is the ice. All smoothies have ice, and enough ice so that they can form peaks. You need to find a good sweet spot with ice, though. It's really easy to add too much ice or too little ice to a smoothie. Too much ice and the smoothie won't blend. You can fix this by adding any kind of liquidy substance to it. You can do water or some kind of juice, or even add like some strawberries or bananas. Too little ice, though, and your smoothie is going to be more of a juice. If you pour a smoothie and it can't form a peak and it doesn't build on top of each other, that's not a smoothie, that's a juice. You should be able to see while you're blending it whether the smoothie is jumping around too much on the sides of the blender bowl. That usually means that there's not enough ice. I wouldn't recommend, though, adding more ice after the smoothie has already been blended. It would usually require a lot more ice than would otherwise be necessary, making the smoothie watered down. But if you're on the cusp of it being too watery, or if you've only blended the smoothie for a few seconds, then you can add some more ice in just to make it a little bit thicker. Just don't blend it for too long and it'll probably come out fine. 3. Adding sweetness. This is really just to make any kind of smoothie taste a little bit more palatable. You can do this in a couple of different ways. You can get fruit that has added sugar in it. This just means that sugar was added to the fruit either within or after the growing period. You can also just add in sugar or stevia or some kind of sweetener, though. Or you can add in different ingredients that naturally have a higher sugar content. Things like dates and fruit juice are good for this. Side note, this is how places like Smoothie King can add in a whole bunch of sugar to their smoothies, but say that they have 0 added sugar. If you put in dates, which naturally have a lot of sugar in them, that's not any added sugar. There's just sugar in there. That's natural sugar. Other than that, you can pretty much add anything you want. The key to making good smoothies really is just trial and error. But those are just some tips that I thought might be interesting to someone who's never made a smoothie before. Alright, so it's my turn to come up with a question. So my favorite movie of the decade is actually coming out on the day that I'm uploading this video, and that's Aquaman. My question to you guys is, what was your favorite part of Aquaman and why? Okay, fine, I'll come up with a real question, but you should see Aquaman because it's going to be amazing. My real question is, what would you do if you had unlimited free time and unlimited funds? Do you think that you would just sit around all day reading, playing video games, or watching Netflix? Would you try to invent something? Would you try to keep learning? If I'm speaking from the heart, I know that I would definitely spend a lot of time online, but I do really love learning things, and I know that I would continue to learn things that interest me, like math and computers and music. And a few housekeeping items. You're only allowed to use your unlimited funds on personal expenses. You're not allowed to end world hunger with your unlimited funds. If you want to start a business or spend your money on the stock market or something, you can't use your unlimited funds. You have to be able to make the money to be able to spend it on your business or the stock market. Interested to hear you guys' responses, and I'll see you in 2 weeks when my life will be infinitely better having seen Aquaman.